are abstract data types. Abstract data types includes things like linked lists and stacks and queues. It's almost like arrays. Do you guys remember arrays? With you can have the different data, but it's not an array. There's a problem with arrays. Arrays, you have this thing called the index number, right? This is index 1, 2, 3. But if I have an algorithm and I need to move, 我需要换一换那个 number, right? Let's say I want to put the number 5 here.我们有一个问题. You know what the problem is? I have to actually move this 2 if I don't want to delete him. 看这边, Wendy? So if I wanted to put the number 5 into an array, 这个有麻烦. 有没有麻烦? So instead, we have this thing called a linked list, and it's part of the abstract data types where I have data, and then I have the data here, and if I want to add a new data, I wanted to put him here. 但是 he already has a person there. He already has some data there. I can add the 5 here. And in here, I can just update the index number. 这个是透明. Because right here, the arrays have the index number. 不可以变 0, 1, 2, 等等. Agree or disagree? But with abstract data type, I can change the location. This could be 0. And if I want to put 5 right here, how to do? Well, before this is, let's say 4, so this would be 0, 1, 2, 3. I can change the index number. 这个是非常透明. It's gonna save me time. It's gonna save me time. So this is 3, and then this would be 1 and 2. 看得懂? So this idea of abstract data types is 有点像 array, 但是有点不一样。哪里不一样？对问题。Yeah.
A little bit busy.
No. 告诉我 why late?
你
们知道
I'm too late at the art room and not noticed.
You must be on time. Okay. 可能知道。
I'm too busy. So.
I know, but you need to. 你要需要学习电脑课。Okay. So, Wendy, what is the difference between an abstract data type or a link versus an array? What is the 什么不一样?
I think it's like an array cannot change the index number, but abstract.
Yes, and we link the data. What happens is you have a data with a link, and you can to be the number. Okay, and it's really important when you're trying to sort data. You don't need to move anything. You just have to update the data location because I have some RAM. This is actually used in RAM. When you're storing data, 很多的 number, he's not in order. 它不是1, 2, 3, 4. It's 很复杂的. And you have to know his pointer number to the specific location. So he just update and then he to go and put the data in order. That's what we're overviewing today. Okay? It's called abstract data types. So in your notebook, Ched, you just write down the title there, and we're on abstract data types. Now, there are, okay, I already explained about that, how the index numbers and, okay, great. There are 3 types. In your notebooks, I want you to copy this. 我们有3种的 abstract data types. Abstract data types. We have stacks 是第一个，你写。There's queues and linked list. And we're going to define each one of those today. So can you pull up your vocabulary book? In your vocabulary book, we're going to define what these are, and we're going to 画画一个图片 so we can know how to do. Okay? Abstract data type. We must have stacks. Stacks 是什么东西? And we have queues. And we have linked lists. Put in each box a different word. Linked list. Okay? What in the world are these? I'm going to show you each one today. The very first one is called a stack. This is a stack. A stack, the data is piled on top of each other, and right here is your index number. Your index number starts at 0, and if you have new data, he functions you at the top and it goes to the most current value. This is a stack. And a stack has two pointers. One is called a pointer at the base. That's at the 开始. You start, the stack data is, 第一个 data in the stack is at the bottom. And we have the top stack pointer, it points to the top number. Okay? Let's draw a little picture. Okay? So what is the definition of a stacks? It's a data type where data is piled up on top of each other. And then I want you to 画一个图片, draw a little picture. 举个例子 A, B, C, D. And we go this direction, 对不对? We go up, not down. And this is the very first guy. This is the second guy. This is like the index number. Okay? When a data is put in, we call this push. 你放进去 data into a stack, we push him in. If I want to remove him, this is called pop. Very similar to an array. 你也可以append 是最后，但是这个不是 array， 这个是一个 stack。stack 跟 array 有点不一样。Okay? And when you push, it goes in here. It's almost like an append on a list. Okay? Does everyone have the picture? So you should have the definition of a stack. Stack is this a data type where you stack the data on top of each other? It's like a book. Okay? A pile of books. I have my array. I have a whole bunch of data. Right? And what I do is I'm going to put in my stack, I put ibu, arbu, sambu, right? And it just keeps on going higher. The very first, this is not the first book. The very first book is at the bottom. And I can pop this off and I can put it on the top. This is called a circular stack. Okay? Let's have a look at the 图片. So, it's 有点像 1D array.
So I need a copy.
Huh?
I need a copy the node.
It's right here. It's 是一样的. Okay? So, it's like a 1D array, but it uses vertical pile. What is a stack? Here's the definition. You just put in your own word. It's like a vertical pile. 你就是刷一个 pile. And then the 图片 there, check. This is the 图片. The 图片 is right here. Does everyone have the definition? Okay. Now, there are some key things to know if our stack is empty. If we have nothing in here, this base stack, if you have data, the base stack points to 0. 如果 there's no data, the base stack is equal to 负1. 如果是空的写 if it's empty. If it's empty, means mail data. The stack, oh, so, 不是 base stack. 这个是错. The top of the stack, when you start, the base is linked. Right now, the top is sad. 但是如果 you have no data.
So how I write if it's empty and then what?
如果是 empty, the top stack is equal to 负1. So right here, if your mail 东西, the top stack is equal to 负1. Okay. So the base pointer always 开始是0. If you have some data, if you only have one data, you will always have, okay, 零, it will always be 零. 如果没有的东西也是零，但是 the top pointer 加一加一加一 it will always be the top number. Okay? If you if you right now floss, what is the top pointer equal to? What is the top pointer equal to for this data? It's equal to pointer. Pointer points to the index number. Right now, the pointer is equal to sat, because it's on this level. Agree or disagree? Now, if I add other node, we have A, B, C, D, E. Wendy, if I have E, what is the top pointer pointing to now?
The top pointer.
Yeah. 我们有两个 pointer, base and the top. What is the top pointer? If I push E into the data, 我加一个东西, what is the change?
4.
Yes, the top pointer will 上这边, it will point to 4. Okay? 这个不难。
记一下。
就是 just 记一下。Here's the idea.
Can I copy this?
I have other examples. You don't need to copy. You don't need to copy. You just need. I will put it on the board. Okay. What you need to remember. Okay. The very first item in the list 叫什么？陈？ The very first 第一个东西 is called what?
Stacks.
Yeah, this is called a stack. This is called the base pointer. The top guy is called the top pointer. This always equals to 0. And we start counting going up there, Wendy. Okay, like this. Okay, this goes up and down. So if he's empty, that okay. Here's a problem. I took from a past year's test paper. Wendy, can you do it?
The diagram represents an abstract data type. The operation of the stack may be summarized as follows. The top of stack pointer points to the last item added to the stack. The bottom of stack pointer points to the first item on the stack.
So you see, as I start filling up, my stack pointers increase. The top is point to the top data. This D2 is the bottom data. Agree or disagree? Right? And so what the question says, let's have a look. It says the stack implemented using 2 variables and one array of 8 elements as shown. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The array is filled from the lowest index up to the highest. So you always have to, all elements of the array are available from the stack, complete this diagram. Okay? So right here, we must complete the diagram based on this stack. Okay? So what happens is, the very first guy, we take him, you pop him in here. He goes down here. So the very first one is D2. Agree or disagree? Fill up the stack. You keep on going. The next one, we have D5. 你写. D5. We have D4. D3. D1. Okay, so we fill in the stack. Now we just have to write down the variables here. What is the top of the stack index? You see we have these things are index numbers. Floss, what is the top of the stack pointer?
D1.
No, it has to be a number. You have to point to number. What? Yes. The top of the stack pointer is whoop because it's right here. Okay? The bottom of the stack pointer is this guy here is pointing to 1. So the answer is 1 and 5. Let's see if we're correct. We have filled it in. He goes, and the top of the stack is 5 and 1. You just看最下面最高, and then if you change, he changed. Wendy, tell me, what is a stack?
It's a data type where data put up on top of each other.
Yes, they're piled up. 没问题。第二步 queues. I want you to write down the definition. Queues, so stacks, basically it's a pile of data. So, Ted, do you have your vocabulary book? So, in here we have 3 definitions. The definition of a queue, okay? Yeah? I want you to write this down, okay? Stacks is a pile of data. And then make a picture, make a 2PM. It looks like this, where you have 0, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. And this is called the base pointer, and this is called the top. Okay? And the top is equal to -1 if empty. This is the stuff that you should watch that. If you can base like that stuff, you get 100. 没问题. Now we're on queues. What is the definition of a queue? Basically, definition of a queue is a lineup. Data is lined up, okay, from the top, not the bottom, okay? The definition of a queue is to line up. It's a lineup. If you 排队, you know the 排队? That's the same thing as a queue, okay? Let's draw the picture, but it's a little bit different. The picture is the data is at the top, A, B, C, D. And the index pointer is 0, 1, 2, 3, and it goes down here. This is first. This is called the front. And this is called the end. Okay? 有点不一样. So queues basically are lineups. Lineups is when you go to the store. I have a story. Many years ago, do you know if you需要买那个火车票, you buy the train ticket. You had to go to the person and you had to line up like this. So many people in China, right? And so I remember in Nanjing, many years ago, this is a lineup. You cannot, 你不可以用手机买火车票. Many years ago, you cannot buy that. You have to 排队. I went to the Nanjing train station. This is the 那个买票. This is the ticket booth. The ticket booth. And there were so many people, they were all lined up to Shuangwu. So the train station was here, and there's this huge lake, right? And there's so many people lined up. And what happens is, one person goes to the thing, 他买一个票, 他走了. When you buy a 票, 他走了. And then some other person line up behind. It's exact same idea, okay? Where you first line up. This is the first in the line. The index number is 0 at the top. When he buys, he exits the queue. And if a new person comes, they are added at the back or end of the queue. And then he has, so this is called a queue. Now, there's also a linked queue. Let's say if you kept on going and you wanted to buy 2 tickets. This is where my story goes. My Chinese wasn't good. 没有那么好. This was 15年以前, 15 years ago. Okay? I would go here, this is me. And then I have to dong 1个小时. I wait 1 hour. Have you ever 排队1个小时? 有没有? Have you 排队?
Yes.
Then you have? 很难. Right? And so I'm just waiting 我需要买一个火车票。
And
And then it came my turn. I am the very first person at the front of the queue. My index number is 0. Agree or disagree? 我是零。I could. I say, hey. I was like, 你好。Listen. I said, 我想买票。And then she's like, 她听不懂 right? And I say, I want to go to Bamboo. And at that time, what's so funny? 不能笑. At that time, there's Nanjing Nanzan. There's the North Huochezan. And then there's Beizan. There's the North, and then there's a South train station. The South train station is new. 是新的. Did you know? 很久以前没有南站，这是北站。And so I was at 之前是北站。
对，我现在见了。
那个北站 ，Have you ever went to the North train station？ 有没有 ？Before there was no South train station. Then sure, I was at the North one, and I was like, I want to go to Bamboo, and she said, okay, 没问题. She gave me the 票. And I look at the 票, she gave me the leaving destination to the South train station. But I was at the North train station. 不一样的地方. And so I looked at my little ticket and I realized, oh my, it had the error. It said it was the South train station. And I already exited the queue. 我已经走了一步. And then the next person in the queue, he took my place. He's at the index 0. 咋办? I would have to walk all the way around if this was a circular queue because that's late. You can't just go, and then 进去 at the front. Agree or disagree? I would have to go back. But I looked, the lineup went all the way to 玄武. I don't want to 2个小时排队. And so I broke the rules. I broke the computer science 想法. What I did, you're supposed to go back to the back. 但是 no, this 是他的错. And so what I did is I said 对不起. I said to this Chinese guy, I said, oh 对不起. And I just I butt back in. Get me back in there. And then I said, oh 你给我错. I don't want the South train station. I want the North train station. And 他说 oh 为什么 and then she gave me the tickets. Oh, so hard in those days. These days, it's 很方便. You want to buy a train ticket today in China, you just use your phone. But at that time, there was no phone ticket. So I'm happy that China, you don't need to 排队 anymore. But it's kind of funny. I even see in the grocery store, 现在 if you go to the 超市, 你还是有排队. I see the old people, 他们排队买那个鸡蛋. 有没有那个老人？他们起床非常早，他们去一个地方，他们说买鸡蛋。Have you ever seen 排队？
Because they can use less money.
No, 因为他们还有
people like eggs.
还有 they want the fresh eggs. Okay, 明白？ Does everyone understand Q 是什么东西 ？Q, other word for Q there, Ched. What is Q? Q is 排队，对不对？ Okay, let's write it down. Draw the picture. Right here, you need to draw this picture. A, B, C, D, and then 开始指令. Floss. What is the key difference between stacks and queue? 等一会，我讲话。
It's the direction.
对。What is difference about the direction?
One is from top to bottom, one is from bottom to top.
The stack go from link goes up this way, but queue start at the opposite direction. Yes, what's your question?
Which picture should I copy?
它们是一样的想法. This is 排队, and then if you want, you can go back to the back. You can do right here. I want you to draw this picture here, there, check. I put it right here. Okay. Is that time? Tomorrow we're going to do the math about it. Right now you got the 想法是好，对不对？明天 we're going to do the algorithm. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll stay here, Mr. Newton.
Yeah, please stay here.
Okay.
No homework today, okay? You have to tell me what was so funny.